Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing The Green Room. Apparently this is some movie about a punk rock band versus a group of white supremacists. And people's gonna die. So, sounds interesting. It's been getting a lot of good reviews. People like it, apparently. So, yeah, I'm going out of my way to find it and review it myself and see what I think. So, yeah, I'll do that. Let's do that! Wow. That was really, really good. Really fucking good. So, let's bear in mind the general description of punk rock band versus neo-Nazi white trash doesn't describe it adequately enough. That is technically the plot, but it goes above and beyond that. This is essentially an kind of an action thriller where you have a group of people who basically, through a series of circumstances, are trapped and are at risk of bodily harm and possibly death. Thanks to just like a series of circumstances. But what's best about this movie is honestly the peripherals around it. The characters in this film are so fucking smart. Honestly, it's almost the complete opposite of what's in like your typical Blumhouse film, because these people are so smart that they're thinking of ways out of a situation that even I probably wouldn't have thought of. Like, for instance, like, he sees this one thing. One of the characters sees something terrible happening, something like illegal and awful, and what he does, what you do in most Blumhouse films is probably stand there and go, oh, and then something bad would happen, and you'd hammer against the wall and be like, let me out of here. Instead, what he does is he immediately dials 911, like, instantly, and gets the police on the line. And before the phone could be wrenched out of his hand, he was like, I've seen this thing, we're at this address. It's like, whoa, that is so cool. And of course, like, all the reasonings and the way they try to handle situations is so well written. This is an incredibly well written movie. And it's something you don't usually see in films like this, and in like heavy gory thriller things. And yeah, there's a lot of gore in this movie. There's some really nice looking effects, blood effects especially, very practical as well. I didn't recognize any like CG inserts, so if there were any, they did it really well. There's a lot of them. Like, there's this dude's hand gets like a door slammed into it, and it's like coming off at the wrist. Oh, jeez, I love it. And it looks so good! Man! I love stuff like that. Patrick Stewart is in this, of course. He's playing the head bad guy. And he's really smart. And his servants, even though they're white trash skinheads, they're at least reasonably smart. I don't want to get too much into this because I don't want to spoil much, but basically, it's a whole lot of twists and turns in here. There's a whole lot of set pieces and great character moments and tension. Lots of tension. And just the mood from the very beginning, because, you know, when you think, like, skinheads, you think they'll immediately be, like, scary dudes, and, like, oh man, like you're thinking, what are they even doing there? These are, like, the scariest people ever. But instead, they're a punk rock band, and they're going to this punk rock venue that just happens to be run by and include a bunch of skinheads as their members, who happen to like punk. And the scary part is, it's not that they're being evil, it's that in the beginning, they were very, very nice. Like, very polite and respectful. Like, they're just like, yeah, we want to hear this fucking music, it's awesome. And it's unnerving, of course, because there's people who just act kind of like regular people, and they aren't like constantly spouting racist phrases. In fact, you very little racial slurs used in this. Those seem like pretty normal people, but of course, all over the background, you see like Confederate flags, you see like white powers, bumper stickers and stuff. You see like little peripherals. I think in one dude's office there was like Nazi symbolism and stuff. Like, it's, man, great atmosphere. So pretty much see this movie if you can. It hasn't gotten a very wide release. It's because I don't know, distributors didn't pick it up, dumbasses. But yeah, see this if you have any possible way to. If I had to give it any criticism, it's mostly nitpicky stuff. Like, some of the sound mixing, especially when it comes to dialogue, there is a little hard to understand. I think it more than makes up for it, because at no point in the movie was I confused. It's just that certain words that people would say, it didn't quite resonate correctly, I suppose is the word. Like, they sounded a little muffled sometimes. So that is really the only major issue I had with it, and it's not even, and it's a non-issue, I'm telling you. But it's especially apparent when they're actually on stage singing the punk rock song, and during this moment, we're supposed to be getting the idea that they're saying something wrong, right? Because before he said, "Hey, I have an idea," and they're in like a white power type place, so of course they're probably going to be saying something that would piss off racists in their song. But the thing is, the way the singing is and the way the sound mixing is, could not understand a single word in that song. But the crowd was reacting badly to it. They were throwing bottles and stuff. So it makes me wonder, like, was that intentional? Were we just supposed to get a general idea? Or was it just, honestly, they couldn't get it across? Because, really, he may as well have been saying gibberish. I could not understand him. But that is one scene. It's not that important. You get the idea anyway. And even though some of her dialogue throughout the film is a little muffled, it's a complete non-issue. You will leave the movie knowing exactly what happened and probably loving it. And the only other thing, and this is really a nitpick, is that I love Patrick Stewart. I think he's a great actor, but I just really couldn't buy him as a white trash American hillbilly. Or, I don't know if he was trying to do an American accent. He sounded like Jean-Luc Picard. He sounded like Captain Picard and stuff, so it was just, like, unnerving when he's saying stuff like, he said the N-word at one point and stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like someone who was raised in an environment where they would turn out to own a skinhead club, but whatever. I don't know the character's backstory. Maybe he is British, and, there's British racists. So maybe he's just moved on. I don't know. And those are the only two problems, and they mean nothing, I can assure you. This is an incredible movie, once in a very long time type of thing, so definitely check it out if you can. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dyer Situation.